What's up, everybody? Justin here from Twitter. I'm at TNAWWEguy, here to do another edition of my Ask TNAWWEguy series of videos. I got a playlist of Ask Me questions. All these questions I got are off of Twitter from a lot of my followers. There are a few of my followers. I only got, four people responded. Thank you very much for asking me a question so I could do this video. And I don't know how many questions I got, maybe 5 or 6. So here we go. First question's from a longtime follower. Probably have followed her for 3-4 years on Twitter. Maybe 5 years. I don't even remember. But I have followed you a very long time. You're a great friend. You're a great friend to me on Twitter. You always are liking my tweets, retweeting my wrestling tweets. So thank you for that. So follow her, everybody. Her question, before I answer her question, follow her at Kara. Or Kara. It's either Kara or Kara. I'm sorry. I forget. Anyways, follow her. At capital K-A, capital R-A, capital R-A-C-N 75. Follow her. Her question was, what got you started on wrestling? And her next question was, who was your first favorite wrestler and why? Well, first, I'm going to answer the first question. Who got me started on wrestling? My father. And after my father, my brother. He watched it and was really into it, so I got into it more because of him watching. But the first memory I have of getting into wrestling is seeing my father watch it in the late 80s. He was watching it way before me. He was watching in the 70s and early 80s. I would say my first memory of seeing my father watching wrestling was probably 1986 or 87. And I started watching in 87. And I've been hooked ever since. So my dad got me into wrestling. That was who first got me started on wrestling. There's no doubt about it. Probably, if I never saw my dad watching it, I probably would have never started watching. Who knows? Next question. Who was your first favorite wrestler and why? Well, I have a couple, but the first guy I was ever drawn to was Hulk Hogan. He is my first ever favorite wrestler was Hulk Hogan. I was just drawn to him, his look, his presence, his charisma. The guy was great in the 80s. The guy definitely carried the WWF in the 80s. And if it wasn't for Hogan and Vince, but if it wasn't for Hogan, there probably would be no WWE today because he built that company. So definitely one of my first favorite wrestlers was Hulk Hogan, and I said because I was drawn to him. Why? Because of his presence, his charisma, his look. The guy was just awesome. Other guys that I was drawn to, and they were my favorite wrestlers after Hogan, was guys like the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, Demolition, the Macho Man, Randy Savage, guys like that. Because, I mean, their characters are just, all their characters, Demolition, Road Warriors, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, other characters were larger than life characters to me as a kid. So that really got me hooked. So thank you for the questions. You're a longtime follower. Everybody follow her. At Kara or Kara. At capital K-A, capital R-A, capital R-A-C-N 75. Follow her. Thanks for the questions. Up next, this guy is follow him. I don't know how long he's been following me. A couple months, I think. I appreciate you following me, and I appreciate you sending me these questions, Greg. You're from Baltimore. So follow him at Greg Stevens Ravens. Follow him at Greg GREGSTERAVENS. Follow him. He's a big wrestling fan, big WWE fan. He also watches Ring of Honor, and I believe he tries to watch TNA. So his question was, pick one man and one woman in WWE you want to meet. And his next question was, and have you met any already? And then he wrote at the end, I haven't. So I guess you haven't, Greg. Hopefully someday you will. Where did I meet? I have met. I'll answer the second question. Have you met any already? Yes, I have. And where do you meet wrestlers? Well, you can meet them outside the live events. If you go to the live events 3 hours before they start, and wait outside, wait by the parking lot. They usually have a barricade set up where the car's going and the wrestlers drive in the parking lot. Some of them come out and greet the fans and sign autographs, take selfies and take pictures. So that's how you can meet a wrestler, is wait outside the arena by the parking lot, and you might get to meet one. That's how I met a few. The wrestlers I have met in the past were Primo and Epico, Trish Stratus, Maurice, Melina, Candice Michelle, Mr. Perfect. I actually got Mr. Perfect's autographed and a signed picture of him, where he wrote my name, Justin, and this is to Justin, or he wrote something like that. I met Sunny and got her autograph 20 years ago in '96. That was the same time I met Mr. Perfect. They were doing an autograph signing together where Mr. Perfect and Sunny, I met them both, got their autograph pictures. That was 20 years ago. Anyways, I also met Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle, the guy was really rude to all the fans that were out there outside the arena before a Raw. Hornswoggle, I believe it was 2010 or 2011, and Hornswoggle is a rude little person. Really rude. Or whatever. I don't know if any little people watch my videos, but I'm so pissed at how Hornswoggle acted. He was a rude fucking midget. So there you go. So, as I said, I met Primo, Epico, Trish Stratus, The Miz, Maurice, Melina, Candice Michelle, Mr. Perfect, Sunny, and Hornswoggle. And hopefully, maybe in August, some wrestling companies coming to my hometown. They're called Big Time Wrestling, and they're bringing Sting to sign autographs. So maybe hopefully I'll be able to meet Sting. The guy has been a hero of mine in wrestling, one of my favorites. So hopefully I'll get to meet Sting in August. Your first question now I'm going to answer. Pick one man, one woman in WWE you want to meet. Guys I'd like to meet that I haven't. Wrestlers, some past, some present. I'd like to meet Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and past wrestlers are all Hall of Famers. Ric Flair I'd like to meet someday, Hulk Hogan someday, and hopefully Sting I get to meet in August. And now I'll pick a few women. You said one woman, but I can't just pick one. I would like to meet Sasha Banks, or get a picture with her. I don't gotta have their autograph. I would just like to meet them, shake their hand, or give them a hug, and just say thank you for everything they put their bodies through. So I like to meet Sasha Banks. She's one of my favorites. She is my number one favorite women wrestler in the WWE right now. Sasha Banks. Natalya. Natalya is the only woman in wrestling that follows me, is Natalya. I really appreciate that, so I'd like to meet her someday. Sasha, Natalya. I'd like to meet Charlotte. I'd like to meet Bayley and Becky Lynch. That's who I would pick for the women and the men to want to meet. Thanks for the questions, Greg. There were some good questions. Now I got next questions from a longtime Twitter follower at Big Tuna. At Big Tuna Says. Follow him at capital BIG, capital TUNA, capital SAUS. Follow him at Big Tuna Says on Twitter. I don't know how long I followed you at Big Tuna Says. I don't know how long. I think a couple years. His question to me was, what do I think about the Wyatts versus the New Day I believe at Battleground? What do I think of the Wyatts versus the New Day, and do I see a rematch? Do I see a rematch at SummerSlam happening? Is his question. Yes, I do see a rematch happening at SummerSlam. And I also see Xavier Woods turning and costing the New Day the match. Xavier Woods turns probably at SummerSlam, turns on the New Day, costs the New Day the match at SummerSlam. And what do I think about the Wyatts versus the New Day? I think it's going to be great. It's going to be damn entertaining. It should be a really fun, entertaining six-man tag to watch at Battleground, and probably another one. Probably a gimmick match, like a six-man tag street fight or something. Probably a gimmick match at SummerSlam. So I think New Day versus Wyatts will be good at Battleground. The New Day versus Wyatts compound fight this past Monday was not good. I thought it was stupid, and I thought it was stupid. It was too much of WWE trying to copy what TNA did with Final Deletion. But New Day versus Wyatts, when they wrestle at Battleground and SummerSlam, I will enjoy the matches. And as I said, I think they will have a rematch at SummerSlam, and Xavier Woods will turn on the New Day. And then his next question was, at Big Tuna Says, his next question was, and what about Shaq versus the Big Show at WrestleMania 33? Well, I'll tell you about it and what I think. I guess the Big Show, I saw the video, Big Show challenged Shaq at the ESPYs on the red carpet before the show, challenged him, do you want to face me at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando? And then Shaq just says, oh, yeah, sure. Sounds like a good idea. I'll see you at WrestleMania in Orlando, bro. And then they went like this and hugged each other. I don't know if it's official, if it's really going to happen. If it does, I don't really care. I mean, I don't hate the idea, but I don't like it either. But what the hell else are they going to do with the Big Show at WrestleMania? There is nothing else for him to do. There's really no reason for him to be even on this show. If they want to have Big Show versus Shaq, well, they would just put Big Show again in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and we've seen that enough. I've had enough of the Big Show. He should retire. He should definitely retire after WrestleMania 33. My guess is Shaq versus a Big Show will happen at WrestleMania 33, and it's going to be it's going to be bad. It's probably going to be a lot of botches, a lot of fuck-ups. The finish will probably be the Shaq body slamming the Big Show and then beating him like that. So, my thoughts are, I'm not excited for Shaq versus the Big Show at WrestleMania 33, but it's probably going to happen. I don't hate the idea, but it's not a good idea also. So thanks for the questions. At Big Tuna says, everybody on Twitter follow that person. Last question is from a great follower on Twitter. She, every time I do a Ask TNAWWE Guy, she always asks me some good questions. Follow her at PlumLucky21. That's at PLUMLUCKY21. Follow at PlumLucky21. Her question was, if you could meet any wrestler, who would it be? It wouldn't be a current wrestler. It'd be someone that's retired. Who would it be? Well, it'd be a couple people. It would be a couple people. It'd be Sting. It'd be Ric Flair. It'd be probably Shawn Michaels. Also Hulk Hogan. Also, I would have liked to meet Roddy Piper, but sadly he passed away. And I would have also liked to meet Dusty Rhodes, but sadly he passed away. Brock Lesnar. I'd like to meet Brock Lesnar. He's not retired, but whatever. I don't think I'll ever meet Brock. If I could meet any wrestler, who would it be? If I could only meet one, I would have to say Hulk Hogan, because I grew up idolizing Hulk Hogan. And I still like Hulk Hogan. I still respect the guy. Even after what he said when he was recorded secretly, the guy is a hero of mine. Growing up, I'm not going to turn my back on Hulk Hogan because of over something he said like 8-9 years ago. It was awful what he said when he secretly recorded, but I forgive him. And it was 8-9 years ago. I'm not going to just turn my back on the guy that actually got me into watching WWF. And that is Hulk Hogan. If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, I wouldn't be watching pro wrestling. No doubt about that. So, I gave you a couple names. Ric Flair, Sting, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar. Those are the couple few that I'd like to meet. Also, out of the women, I would like to meet all of them. I'd like to meet Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, Paige, Natalia. I'd like to meet all of them and give them a hug and just say thank you for being awesome in the ring. So there's my answer at PlumLucky. Hope it's a good answer for you. Thank you everybody for sending me the questions to do this video. I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed answering your questions. Maybe I'll do another one, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks or something. Maybe in a month. I don't know. Thanks for all the questions, everybody that sent me questions. Thank you all. Follow everybody on Twitter that I gave shout-outs to. Follow me on Twitter at TNAWWEGuy. Also at NXTWWEGuy. Also, subscribe to my YouTube. Peace out, everybody. Have a great weekend.